I think I tried making it relevant at some point.
Yeah.
Do you have Joe on Discord?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I need him on here.
The underground food portal was where we keep the Gorgonzola because it's a place that's really easy for the gremlins to get to, and we need the gremlins to eat the Gorgonzola because it keeps them sane.
But now we have Chad, the Gorgonzola Lord, and he controls the gremlins.
Right. We also no longer have a scarcity of Gorgonzola.
Yeah.
But we do have a scarcity... yes, it says they cause mortality. Oh, right, it removes their magic.
I need the other key.
Gremlins can't use magic in the presence of the creature. And gremlins were people... When people are exposed to artifacts in a certain way, they get magic abilities and sometimes also...
turn into demons or angels.
Or gremlins. When they go crazy, they're gremlins.
And I think it had something to do with immortals staying around too long or something.
It's up there.
Well, something really it was something nasty that happened when immortals stayed around too long.
It was the doppelganger. Well, no.
Oh, yeah. That was the... Because when they saw their doppelgangers, that was the omen that all of the oldest members of the society, when they saw that, those are all the people that ended up in the tree.
You should watch your last video.
Yeah,
Over
right.
100. Yeah, I planned to do that, but I had a rough day at work.
That's fair.
So, I didn't.
Me too. The last week has been rough because I'm running on fumes. Anyways.
Hey, welcome to KrakenQuake Gaming.
Welcome. We're in the middle of...
We're tired as fuck. Alright.
We're in the middle
Doesn't
of
bode well
sleep.
for this weekend.
No, I'll be good. I'll be great. I'm just gonna have inject caffeine straight in my veins. 150 cc's.
I put my block after my sleep. For a reason.
Mine is technically after my sleep if I choose to sleep.
I'm gonna sleep.
I didn't stay up the whole time last time, so...
I'm going
For those of you wondering, we're talking about the 24-hour stream. It happens this Saturday and Friday. Starts on Friday, ends on Saturday.
Yeah.
Goes
All
forever.
right.
Are we able to hear Joe? I haven't heard him.
I haven't heard him since either.
Yeah.
What'd you do, James?
Oh no.
I didn't do shit.
Joe, can you hear us?
This is
What?
all on you.
Yeah, I can hear you guys. What's going on?
There we go.
Okay,
No,
I
we
had to
can-
hang up on you and recall you.
Okay, weird.
So if you
Oh.
said anything at all, we haven't heard it.
I haven't talked in a couple of minutes.
Okay, good.
There we go. And it was fine. It was just Joe being quiet for once, which is weird.
For a year.
Yeah.
All right, let the 5th of summer go.
Let it go.
Let it go. I don't.
Wait.
Who has the mouse?
Aren't we...
Huh? I'm not doing it.
Let it go.
Okay.
Oh, no, I want that card!
What?
Thank you. All right,
He's stealing my card!
that's what I wanted. You did the thing. You did the right thing.
No.
You did
Yeah.
the right thing. Don't
I'm
worry.
trying to remember why we had that card pulled out of the deck.
Because James was being dumb.
I pulled it away from you. I pulled it from the Dungeon Master. It was already used.
Yeah. James just grabbed it.
I just wanted
He
it.
just wanted to
it didn't
confuse
matter.
Okay.
us.
All right, so now.
But we did our use.
We
So
should
now we gotta
do
figure out
a
what's
recap.
going on in this world.
We had a personal recap, but we should.
We
do a
did
recap.
spring and summer. We are in a magical, modern.
Modern. This isn't Earth anymore.
No, it's not Earth, but that doesn't make it not modern.
There's cars. There's a subway.
Nothing's happened with the subway.
Business as usual. Subway.
It's a very good subway.
Broad.
It's always on time. It's magically always on time.
Originally we said this was going to be Hidden World. I really don't think that that's true.
Yeah.
This has gone more Welcome to Night Vale,
Yeah.
where it's sort of magical realism, where it's magical realism, but no one realizes it's magical.
Well, it feels
Except for-
like things have slowly been kind of escalating out of control, right? Like, at the start, we had some fairly hidden things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like a giant orb appeared, and a meteor hit a perfectly square park and broke a pyramid, and like monsters are running around, and you know.
The monsters?
Oh, the
Yeah.
gremlins.
We have a
Well,
plot, though.
also the monsters that came out of the.
Oh yeah, the shadow
whole-
beasts.
Yeah, the many-faced but tentacled monsters that we made. That kind of shamble as if being controlled by multiple consciousnesses.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
They're
Yeah, no,
amalgamations.
That was your detail.
What?
The shambling as if controlled by multiple consciousnesses?
Oh yeah.
You
yeah.
added that.
I added that. That's a good.
I gave you many faces
job,
and
James.
tentacles.
So I'm curious. I don't know if anybody's in the chat yet, but I'm hearing you guys have started to become like robot-y again.
Oh no.
On yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if that's true on the Skype thing. I guess I could turn on the
Let's
volume.
see
And
if we
see.
can listen to the
I want to
stream.
not be robots.
I want to be a robot. It wouldn't be so bad, would it?
I mean,
It might
my
be
wife's
Skype
not
itself that's probably the
romosexual, so
problem.
it doesn't bode well for me.
Hmm.
But it's literally 2017. People can change.
Me, I'm gonna try rebooting my Skype real quick.
Also,
Okay.
I just rewatched the Lego Movie because I was
I need
using
to
it
watch
the
it
other
for the
week
first time.
to keep my students quiet. And according to that movie, if you're a robot, you have to sing "Everything Is Awesome" really terribly all the time.
We sound
Which-
fine to me on the chat or on the stream.
Okay.
I can kind of hear you. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, this is a secret.
Oh, because it's not on.
Cause now it's Skype.
Joe Wetmore is calling.
Wow.
Oh.
amazing.
I'm
Okay.
back.
Joe's back.
Joe's back.
Oh.
Again.
Well, you guys sound good right now.
Okay.
I'm not
Well,
done.
we'll see if
Anyways.
it maintains things.
Did you guys come to any dramatic conclusions?
No, not really.
Let's see. So we're running out of living space, which sucks. But honestly, it seems like a back burner problem right now because everything else is going to shit.
Yeah. Also, a bunch of people
Yeah.
just disappeared. So honestly, I think we've kind of solved
I
that
think
one.
we're working on it for sure. It was just the old people though. It was like the oldest people.
But it was everyone over the age of 100, which was a good portion of our society.
Well, okay. Maybe I'm gonna kill some more people. I don't know. Maybe we just solve this problem by killing everyone.
We still don't know what the monsters are going to do.
Right.
I mean, I guess I know because that was my project. But
That's the.
Did we
teacher.
remember what the different projects are?
Right. So the 3 is, we are having someone infiltrate the Inquisition headquarters as an agent, like as a person that is part of the agency.
Okay.
yeah, we really don't know anything about them yet.
And they're the normies, right? The Inquisition
Yeah, the mortals.
is like the
The leeches.
What's the the leeches?
Leeches.
That's the mean one. The one above the university was looking into the deaths of the elders
Yeah,
right.
that disappeared.
and left behind
Maybe
an
you remember
artifact,
having
right?
one? I don't remember having one, to be honest.
The one underneath the university is.
That was. We couldn't remember whose that was, but that was investigating
The orb.
the orb. It was investigating
Oh.
something about the orb.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obliteration orb.
It was either investigating it or trying to stop it.
Oh yeah, because it started growing, didn't it?
Yeah, it's growing kind of out of control.
It shrank a little bit once.
Yeah, it shrank slightly when one of the artifacts that one of the expedition team was carrying in the island, in the cavern, hit the tree, and the artifact disappeared and the orb shrank.
And then the 2 is the shadow beasts.
Yeah.
Have collected artifacts or are collecting them and are bringing them to the tree.
Yeah. And we don't know why.
Alright.
And wasn't there something inside like one of the pods of the tree?
There was
Oh,
the
there's
agents.
there's a ton of pods on the tree, and it's a bunch of, and it's all people.
It's the people that disappeared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was the people that disappeared and
So-
also other people.
Just to clarify, so we don't know who has this one. So, but I think we've each otherwise got one that we're working on.
I think
So I feel
had
I can grab the
two.
one, or if you
Um,
have the one, you can take the one.
Someone else can take the Inquisition. I have no
I've-
clue what I was doing with it.
Well, I have an idea of what to do with this. Oops, I've done a bad. I have an idea of what to do with this one, but I have no idea what to do with the Inquisition.
Chris, you want to take the Inquisition? I don't think you have one out right now.
That's because I just resolved two at
Yeah.
the end of the last one. I don't.
You've got 3 turns to think about it if you
Yeah.
want.
I don't really know what to do with them either. Avani
Things
just said
have
you printed
printed.
something.
Are they words or something?
Yeah.
No, it's supposed to be decoration for one of my students, something really simple and fast, and
It's
I have to
all-
reassemble the X gantry.
I can't tell if it worked or not.
It
Is-
didn't.
okay.
I have to reassemble it.
If it's supposed to look like that, that's very impressive.
It's not supposed to look like shit.
Oh, okay. In that case, it's not as impressive.
Okay, so you're gonna take Inquisition. I
Okay.
got the one above the university. He's got the 2, and Joe has the one underneath the university.
Did we not write down the
No, we didn't write down shit.
That would have been
No, we
that was a
talked about it,
mistake.
but then we didn't.
We were writing them down pretty, like when we were developing stuff.
Yeah.
But now that we're doing like investigations and stuff, we didn't write anything.
Okay, so whose turn is it?
We
just
finished
finished
a
the
full
season.
round. Yeah, and we
Yeah.
finished a full round, so we can just kind of restart from anywhere.
Well, somebody had pulled an autumn card.
No,
Did
not
you?
yet.
They shouldn't have.
I
Yeah.
don't remember
We
pulling
pulled the
it
No,
off.
last
we-
summer card.
yeah,
which
we
got
finished
rid
the
of
summer.
Well, all right. So when I right click an autumn card, when I right click to recall the autumn card, it says one of these is in a player hand. That's why I was trying to steal that card from you.
No, that was a summer card that James just grabbed
We
randomly
don't have
in the
any
middle.
cards.
That's okay. I can just recall it and shuffle it. It's no problem. I just wanted to make sure we hadn't done an autumn. All right.
No,
So
we haven't.
we're starting with autumn on whoever. I think Carter was the first player, right? He was on the left side.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Sure.
We're going left
For
to
me.
right. All right. Cool.
Cool.
So
Flipped, so for us, we're going right to left.
Whatever.
Philadelphia.
Oh no.
Ooh.
The strongest among you dies. What caused the death? Or the weakest among you dies. Who's to blame for their
I
death?
love these 2-part questions that are like, who's to blame for the death? That means they were murdered. Well, and I guess not necessarily.
It could have been an accident that somebody else could be blamed for.
Manslaughter.
The strongest among you dies.
Who's the strongest among it?
The subway.
The subway. The subway itself.
I was assuming
is
it'd
the
be
strongest.
archaeological succubus Dr. Meredith. She's pretty powerful right now.
She is. She may actually be the
James,
strongest.
Or
among
weren't
you.
you just saying how you don't ruin Redbeard's strong female characters?
It might be Chad the Gremlin King.
Honestly,
it might be Lord Girthberg.
honestly,
He's
I
technically
think
the most powerful.
killing Dr. Meredith at this point is a mercy.
She
I
is
would
doing
agree.
great work and is having a lot of success recruiting people now. Like a lot.
Well, we're not allowed to really influence his decision
Yeah, I know.
of who he thinks.
Oh,
is
that's
the
true. We should probably we gotta get back into the zone of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, normally for playing this game, that's a big deal. I think for streaming, it's not as big of a deal
Oh.
to have some chatter. Just
Well,
if
it's
nothing
also
else.
we have to recap everything that was occurring.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
I'd say the strongest would be the Gorgonzola Lord because he's keeping everything in check.
Yeah, but see, the thing is,
Oh, I guess.
the weakest among us are those of us that can't control their magic, and in fact, have found a weakness where they can't even use their magic anymore, and that is the gremlins.
Huh.
Oh no. Do all the gremlins die?
All of the gremlins die. The gremlins have
Uh-huh.
all died. At first, it is believed that this was a result of the creatures. But after a few studies, we have two large universities in this single culture, so apparently studying happens real fast. It is discovered that, in fact, the perpetrator for this
Dun, dun, dun.
was Dr. Meredith.
Oh no, she seduced him all to death.
She did not seduce them to death.
Addendum.
Addendum.
Meredith, what did you do?
Just so that can't happen, she...
Scienced.
Real.
No, let's go real mystery on this. She ripped out their throats.
Oh no. Why?
Yeah.
Just each and every one. Light up.
They're just kind of found strewn about the streets,
no.
throats ripped out.
She probably had to seduce someone though.
No! She didn't! No! She just murdered them!
Alright.
With murder.
What?
No, like if she
What?
seduced Chad to make
No.
them line up.
No.
Okay.
No, they didn't have any magic, because they got too near the creatures, and so she just murdered them. With murder.
We can expand on this later, perhaps.
Okay.
And her seductions.
No!
But well, I do want to ask.
Zero
What
seduction.
was the last thing? What was the last thing we had Meredith doing? I can't remember what the last thing she was actually doing.
She was participating in the dig, or in the excavation.
I think
Okay.
she was part of
The-
the thing. The one that you're controlling right now.
The expedition.
Yeah.
Like I
Okay.
said.
Oh, I didn't realize that was what it was
Okay,
called.
I think I can tie that into all of this then. Okay, cool. So are we going to projects then, Carter?
Yeah. So projects tick down.
Does somebody want to take this card into their inventory? I know you guys love taking cards.
No.
I want
just Put it away.
No, just take it away from us.
I could have.
Okay.
No.
Redbeard, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? Or who's got this one over here?
I got that one. You can go
okay.
first.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me? So here's what I got. All right, so these researchers were studying the orb, not the one in the cave, but the one over in the city that was related also to the one in the cave, probably. Oops.
It's a tree in the cave.
Well, the tree on the island, right?
Yeah,
Tree
there's
on
a
the
tree on
island,
an
the
island.
cave on the water, and the hole in the bottom of the city.
You got the order mixed around
So-
there, but you got the idea.
Anyways, this research team was researching the pink orb. Dr. Meredith, Succubus MD, Succubus PhD, was also studying, but she left the team early one night, seeming on a mission, and they didn't know at the time what was happening. But later that night, they decoded transmissions that she had received. She found a way to kind of communicate in the orb and receive messages back, and they found that it was broadcasting a series of ones and zeros, and they shut it down immediately because they began to be affected. But as they were closing off that transmission, they realized that this orb is connected to their the source of their magic, right? It's like an interdimensional thing that's like the source of their magic. So for some reason, a series of digital commands are traveling through their arcane plane.
Okay. All right. I see places.
Reboot.
All right, and that brings us to our other one, James.
Okay.
this is
So
a
we
cyberpunk.
were here at we're researching what happened to our elders, like why they all died suddenly and all at the same time.
Yes, that's the name of the university.
Has declared that
I still can't believe you named their rivals what.
no, they work together. It's a library basically.
Period.
God damn it. Okay. So it seems that the elders had decided that they had held on selfishly for too long, and the knowledge that they had kept hidden, that there are rituals to create new artifacts, but it costs the life of an immortal they finally decided not necessarily to let the information out, but to enact that information themselves. That information has become much more public now. Some notes were found in the residences of most of these elders, but they didn't actually complete their rituals. They were kidnapped, disappeared, whatever had happened to them that put them in that tree happened before they were able to finish their ritual.
Ooh, adds a lot of mystery, especially because there were still artifacts that appeared.
The artifacts that were left behind were their personal artifacts.
But
The
they were
James,
new
can you resum that?
artifacts.
Oh, they were new
Can you-
Yeah,
artifacts?
they were specifically new artifacts.
Can you restate that for me real quick? I kind of missed some of it.
Okay, so the university has found out that the elders that disappeared were going to create new artifacts. Since you reminded me that they were new artifacts, it seems that the ritual was completed to some success, but the elders are definitely in that tree, so they did not die. Like, there's... But the most important thing is that the information and rituals needed to make new artifacts, which does cost the life of an immortal, has become much more public. It was hidden before by the elders. They realized that they were selfish and that their holding on was probably the source of a lot of the turmoil that's been happening recently. But they were not able to fully complete their ritual before being taken away, despite the fact that there are new artifacts. These artifacts seem incomplete.
Okay. And then I have my actions, so I will start a project.
Which how many numbers?
Yeah. To give myself time to think about it, I'm going to start a project that is a 6. And this project is going to be
Oh no!
That's a big
The
six.
probably a little smaller than that.
It's the whole city.
It's less of the entire city. Yeah, that's closer to
Look at the
accurate.
size of it.
It's going to be on the Church of the Jackal. It's 9. And there is, after receiving through some leaked information that the orb was outputting a digital signal, a group from what is attempting to infiltrate the Church of the Jackal, believing them to be somehow responsible for it.
Ooh. What are those
Man,
jacks
I
up
can't see
to?
that as anything other than an upside down 9 now.
James, what if I told you that every 6 is just an upside down number?
They're not. They're written differently usually.
I dare you to look at another 6 and see an upside down, not see an upside down 9.
No, that one looks like a 6. I think it's because the other one's squished.
That looks pretty 9-ish to me.
Yeah, that's definitely a 9.
Fuck, everything's... Oh god. Oh god!
They are frequently written differently, but in plain sans serif texts like this, they're
Um,
We're
just
doomed. Sucks.
If one of you goes to the settings on Roll20 and then goes down to video and voice and reconnects, you should see my sweet, sweet webcam in Roll20.
Oh my god.
I would just receive video only from others.
Oh
Whoa.
my god.
Whoa, my god.
Alright.
You got it? Did it go through? Did it work?
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
it do the
we can see you.
thing? Okay.
Um,
So,
alright, I believe
next
that's
turn,
my
is that
turn.
where we're going to?
Yeah.
Alright,
next
so
turn.
we're up to James then.
Oh,
No, I guess I'll go last.
okay.
Sure.
Ooh, here is a complex one.
Whoa.
The community becomes obsessed with a single project. Which one? Why? Choose one. They decide to take more time and ensure that it's perfect. They drop everything else to work on it.
So you can either add 3 weeks to one project die, or you can fail all projects other than one project. Take a look real quick. What? If there are... Oh, that's if there are no projects underway. So take a look, and we've got an infiltration of Inquisition HQ. We have an infiltration of the Church of the Jackal, and we have monsters collecting artifacts and heading to the underground
I feel
cavern
like I
for
can't
unknown
affect the
reasons.
monsters one.
Why?
Because that's not the community. That's an external force that happens to be on a project.
Yeah, I mean, I declared them to be part of the community in order
Unless
to make
they
that
are
project.
part of the community. Dun, dun.
Actually, I could see a good...
Add 3 weeks to the Church of the Jackal. Make it a 9.
Make it a 9!
You could make all others besides the...
So I was
The
thinking
church,
about the underground cavern and making everything else fail, but I feel like that might take away from development of the story, maybe?
Maybe. We've got a few branches to go down at this point.
If you add 3 to the Church of the Jackal, we can rotate it into a 9.
We said that already.
Oh, just that.
Oh, I missed that. Thanks, Redbeard, for being behind with me.
I was here.
Oh man, if you add 3 to the... Never mind.
Inquisition headquarters, it becomes a 5. I know.
Ooh, Wise Man's
I
Fear.
feel like the Shadow Beasts have become obsessed and want to make sure that their plan goes perfectly.
Ooh.
They've already been lumbering
Okay.
for so long towards this cavern.
Yeah, they have, because that started off as fairly high, but that's okay. That just means I have more of an excuse to do more with it. Once it goes
that's what
off.
I'm going for.
All right.
They're collecting every artifact.
Yes. No, not Church of the Jackal, Joe. That 1 becomes a 4. Everybody's fucked.
Okay.
Except for the Shadow Beasts.
Then
They're
we're
gonna be
taking-
cool.
Turns out they were the heroes.
They got all the magical
4.
powers.
Actually, we can do 3,
I mean,
5.
people who know my feelings on the true heroes of Lord of the Rings should have an idea of what's going to happen.
The Uruk-hai?
Nope.
Boromir?
The Ents?
Nope. There are 2 true heroes of Middle-earth.
The
In terms of the Lord of the Rings.
Samwise?
Samwise
Well,
is
it's
one
not
of them.
Tom Bombadil.
No, Tom Bombadil doesn't count.
Well, he doesn't do
Samwise
anything.
And Gollum?
He's
the
just cool.
spider.
not Gollum. Smeagol.
But Gollum's the one that fell in the fire.
Gollum's the one that fell in the fire, but in my headcanon, Smeagol's the one who grabbed the ring.
Okay.
Smeagol's the one who decided. Gollum's the one who fell,
I mean,
but Smeagol's the one
it's-
who moved.
I think it would be unfair to discount Frodo's weight, right? So he didn't make the final act, but he carried the burden, which was obviously no. It's conceivable
Welcome to
that
our
almost
impromptu
no other
Lord of the
person.
Rings podcast.
I mean,
Well, it's conceivable that almost no one in Middle Earth could have carried the ring as far as Frodo did.
It's true.
It's
it's true.
Sack
And
of
in the
potatoes probably could.
and in the book, that plays much better. In the book, that does actually play pretty well. In the movies, though, he is a glorified pillow upon which the ring is placed.
Yeah.
I just like
Well, I
the
mean,
characters in sacks of potatoes. Like in Dresden Files.
Just imagine
I
all
can't carry
characters
the
as
ring,
sacks of
Mr.
potatoes.
Frodo, but I can carry you.
Oh God, Samwise is so good.
He's so good.
It's a bag
All right.
of potatoes.
I picked down the projects for the week. So now, James, you can either start a project, or you can hold a discussion, or you can discover something new.
Discover something new, or hold a discussion, or let me see. Discover something new. I wanted to do that earlier, but now I don't remember. Oh yeah, I remember.
Do you guys have the notes on your thing?
Yeah, we got it. I'm gonna discover something new. It is a
Mangy wolves.
no. It's not Mangy Wolves. It's a suicide pact.
What?
Someday, I do want to hear about this, but someday we need to play this game with the sanity rule in place, where we just have to not do crazy shit, just because I think that would be hard.
Well, mine falls into what happened with the earlier discovery of the how to create new artifacts.
Oh yeah, no, I'm absolutely freaking loving everything that's going on here,
Okay.
but I
As
just
a total aside.
yes.
On a total aside, like wolves being the worst concerns for a village would be interesting. Yeah, so there is a. It's almost like a cult
Another one?
of magic users
Ah.
this time. Mostly young. I mean, not that there's a lot of old people around anymore, but mostly really young magic users have decided that they're going to take it upon themselves to sacrifice themselves to create new artifacts at the same time that the artifacts are brought to the tree. It's not really a project. It's just kind of, they're going to try and time it around the same time. And they've decided on this date, which we think is how long it'll take for them to collect all of the artifacts. We're going to all kill ourselves and make new artifacts.
And this was a suicide pact amongst whom?
Amongst a group of the younger population. People that have been magic users for like a year.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
All right, and I guess we're going to the next card then.
Yep.
Oh, are you gonna add that to the map somewhere with suicide pact? Or we can add it to the plot threads, I suppose.
I got it. We need another symmetrical shape.
Oh god.
No, we don't.
All right. Well, this will be for
Why would you
Redbeard.
add a new shape?
Also, I'm not sure why
A
it came out.
natural
all
disaster
funky.
strikes the area. Choose one. You focus on getting everyone to safety, remove an abundance, and a project fails. Or you focus on protecting your supplies and hard work at all costs. Several people die.
Have we had enough death to remove the habitable space scarcity yet, by the way?
I don't know if that's
Not
something
yet.
we can do outside.
Something we
of
should have done that I don't think we
Princeton,
did.
so-
We didn't like determine a population, which is definitely like a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, actually, this is appropriate because we don't have an abundance of ancient artifacts anymore. Oops.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we really don't. Oh. Okay. All right. I'm gonna shut up.
But I don't.
I'm gonna pull this straight down here so it's out of the way of things. Well, actually, I can't. It's different on my screen than it is on yours. So I'll
Strong
put that out of the
thing.
way.
Square. Another square.
It's not a square.
It looks like a square to me.
It's not done yet.
Okay.
It's a slightly square, slightly rotated square.
Which is just a square. Are you drawing the reboot logo?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it a square, circle, and a triangle? Because that's the reboot logo.
There's just a square and a circle.
Is this the symbol of the cult?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I think. Ooh.
So many things. So many choices. Oh, it's a circle inscribed inside of a square.
Okay. I think. Natural disaster?
Natural disaster.
Natural is natural.
Well, we declared that the gremlins were natural, so.
Yeah, they were natural predators, so. Oh, wait, I'm gonna draw a line.
So I'm thinking something along the lines of there's some sort of large magical discharge that comes out of the orb.
Ooh. Like the orb of destruction equivalent of a coronal mass ejection.
Sure.
So more
I
like
don't know
flares
what that
than like
is,
a.
but
mass
it certainly
ejection.
sounds
A
appropriate.
coronal mass ejection
When you say
is
oh, go ahead, Carter.
a coronal mass ejection is You can think of it kind of like a super solar flare. It's when a piece of the corona of the sun gets flung off into space and is essentially a ball of doom and radiation. And sometimes they hit the Earth.
Sure.
Oh, fuck.
Something like that.
That's too far.
And
Okay, so it's not like a pussy discharge.
oh no, more like the thing Carter said.
I always hear discharge in like the medical sense, so I'm always thinking of like
no.
cyst discharge or something. And I was like,
More like
"Ew,
an energy
gross."
discharge. And all of the beasts, the creatures, vanish along with the artifacts that they had been collecting.
Nah. Which project is gonna fail?
Yeah. The beasts lumbering has failed because they are no longer.
Was that this one down
Yeah.
Oh, that makes things real awkward for the suicide pact.
So do we go now or?
That's their symbol.
here? Man.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess that brings it to take it down. Inquisition
Shit.
is going.
Honestly, if I could, it'd be like a goat tie.
I forgot to figure out what I'm doing here.
You were infiltrating the Inquisition headquarters.
Yeah. So this was just the normal police, right?
Government
Yeah.
workers,
So they're like,
CIA.
I mean, I wouldn't call them like super normal. They're kind of like, this is what the government brought in to investigate strange things happening
Right,
in the
this-
city.
normal.
Well, this is like the X-Files,
Yeah,
right?
Paranatural and supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like
The
the
Bureau
X-Files,
of-
except it's like a whole department
Sure.
in this world because of this
It's
shit.
kind of the Men in Black.
Man,
But
they are
without
busy.
aliens.
They have an entire
Bureau of
fucking building.
Paranormal Resource and Defense.
Do they just have guys at every street corner wiping people's memories?
They install cameras around town. They just automatically wipe your memory every time you walk around the street corner.
Okay. So was this from the university, I guess? Or is it some sort of authority at the magical communities put this together, I suppose.
Oh, Lord Dirthbert, maybe.
Lord Dirthbert doesn't care about our problems. Lord Dirthbert doesn't care
Does he
about
even live in
magic
the city?
people.
He could be pretending to care.
I thought he lived in an adjacent city.
He does. He just controls this one now.
Right.
Because he married Lady Beatrice in a political marriage.
Jeez. Okay. So,
At least she's still the most beautiful.
jeez, I don't even. I almost failed this one just so I wouldn't have to answer this.
You could have.
It didn't make as much sense. So they set up a, what's the word? Sting or no? They set up a.
Yeah, Sting sounds right.
No, that's not the one I'm looking for. They
Stakeout?
no, they have a guy.
Murder pact?
Yeah, that's it.
To go into suicide path.
When they get someone on the inside who
Oh, are you talking about like an undercover operative?
yeah, I thought there's a cop term for that.
Deep cover?
Sure. So they get someone on the inside to conduct investigation and report back, and
I mean, there's a spy term. That's double agent.
yeah. The
Oh, who is it?
Jared.
From Subway?
Jared
from the Subway?
No.
He's just a subway worker, man.
Jared Jones.
He was a Subway worker who was accidentally exposed
Jared.
to an artifact and became part of the magic.
Jared, what are all these kids doing on this train?
I gotta go.
This is my thing. Stop.
Sorry. No, well, okay, I'm not sorry, but I'll stop anyway.
So Jerry, we'll call him Jerry.
Yeah, that's
Is-
more government worker sounding.
His name is Gary.
Has been working. Has been infiltrating the headquarters for a few weeks now, trying to gather intel, and he's now reporting back that he's found evidence of the department creating artificial artifacts using technology, but they're able to grant people low magical powers. They haven't been able to replicate anything too outstanding yet, and this doesn't bestow the immortality upon people that use them. Just God.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to remember. Did we talk about what the cost of like creating an artifact was for a magic person?
I'm the only one that's gone.
I'm gone.
It was that somebody had to die to create artifacts, right?
But I took off my headphones.
Alright, hang on. Alright, okay.
Joe, are you
Now we
still
can
there?
hear you again.
Can we hear you, Joe?
Does somebody have to die to create magical artifacts normally?
Yeah, someone
Yeah.
has to die to create. Normally, a person with magic powers has to die in order for a new magical artifact to be created. But apparently, Inquisition HQ has found some way around this and can artificially create artifacts.
But without giving immortality.
Artificifacts.
Right.
So they're like lesser artifacts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess I have an action. I had something before. Just the suicide pact is still going forward. So in 3 weeks, they're still planning on doing that.
They're still gonna kill themselves. Well, I mean, we're still out of artifacts.
Yeah. And actually, it's drawn more people to it because of that. Because everyone's just kind of
Freaking out
about.
the end of the world.
I feel like we're ending the world too soon. Don't we have a whole other season?
I mean, we've got a lot of ways to end the world right now. We've got this way to end the world. We've got this way to end the world. We've got this way to end the world? Question mark. We've got this way to end the world. And
Really? You
Tell
need
you
a
what we don't-
Pop-Tart?
I had to blow my nose actually, and then I was
you had
like,
to
well,
blow your nose with a Pop-Tart?
That's
Gross.
a terrible way to play your nose. You let the dog in.
No, I should close the door, Rosie. We gotta go this way. No, we gotta go this way.
Alright, I think that...
So put a 3 on the suicide pact symbol.
yeah.
Okay.
What happened?
So are you starting that as a project, or are you
Yeah.
still...
I'm
Okay.
starting that as my project.
Oh, the suicide pact's going up?
Yeah, they're still gonna kill themselves.
That's good.
And more people have joined.
Oh, man. Sorry.
So
That brings
that
it to
takes
me.
it to Joe. Grab a card, Joe. Grab a card and
Let me
be the
blow
man
this
you were always
bad
meant to
boy
be.
up.
You don't have to grab a card for that, but like.
Introduce a dark mystery.
Oh, is it the
Or
suicide pact?
conflict flares up among members. Alright, so I'm definitely gonna go with conflict flares up
Oh
because
no!
the Gorgonzola Lord is very, very upset. The question is, I don't want to destroy either of these projects, but it just feels like I feel like Chad needs a chance to lash out, and
My last
this
project
card
just
just-
got failed. Don't fail my other one.
His
He-
only
he
power
could-
got taken away.
Chad could be a dark mystery.
What does he do with all this
it's true.
Gorgonzola power and nothing to control
Yeah.
things with?
Yeah, I mean he doesn't even like he's not even really Gorgonzola. He just kind of has the essence of Gorgonzola.
all right, let me. What? Okay, so the throats were ripped out. Okay, hold on. All right, let me work back through this.
Oh, they could go back. Zombie gremlins.
Oh,
Without throats.
zombie
Great
cheese
crinkling
gremlins. That's just disgusting.
You could have put them on a plate in the kitchen.
I was trying to get back as fast as I could. I'm sorry. There.
What the
More
hell
crinkling.
flavor of Pop Tart is that?
Brown.
It looks like sprinkles and barbecue sauce.
Well,
It's ice cream sundae.
nothing says give.
So
birth
here's
like
the
a nice
actually
ice
I
cream
have
sundae.
I don't eat them in the morning. They're snacks.
so I have a dark mystery for you.
All right.
So after the gremlin throats were ripped out, people were like, "Oh, that was terrible," and Dr. Meredith has kind of vanished since then. She's been out of sight. No one knows what she's up to. And for a while, people were wondering where Chad was. They couldn't find the Gorgonzolord, but they just found him, and without any, he was apparently like sealed off by himself, but his throat has been ripped apart by almost with no other physical force present. It's almost as if it ripped itself up, reacted to something else, as it were. You guys are following what I'm putting down.
His throat was the throat of all gremlins. No.
And we took these down.
I actually don't know what you're putting down, so I hope someone else is like.
That's fine.
He's putting it 2 down.
I mean, even if we are picking up what he's putting down, we can always change it later.
That's true.
Thus is the quiet year. This year, not very quiet.
No.
So I'd like to hold a discussion.
Sirens going off constantly.
I'd like to hold a discussion about the kind of binary entanglement that is very central to things that have been happening lately. First, we saw it with the Square Park and the Pyramid. We've seen these doppelgangers arrive, which were an ill omen, and they kind of mirrored that duplicity. And now Chad and the Gremlins, as their throats were ripped out, his reflexively ripped itself out.
And also the tree in the Orb of Destruction.
The tree in the Orb of
That's
Destruction.
some kind of connection. We don't know exactly what.
I want to ask: do we see this duplicitous binary relationship as somehow connected to the binary structure of coding language that comes from beyond the orb?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think you start.
Yeah.
This is kind of, I think this is a discussion among elders, right? People are like, or at least not elders, but experts, right? So it's like, hey, these are things we're observing. Could it be? Is it? I don't know.
There is a faction amongst the Wizened who believe that
The Wisberian.
no. That believe that it is not connected to the binary coming out of the orb, because they believe that the binary coming out of the orb is an artificial construct that is somehow related to the Church of the Jackal.
Besides, that orb has existed since well before technologies existed. It's been around for thousands of years.
This isn't your turn. Or is it your turn?
It is my turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Oh, is that all you had to
Yeah,
say?
that's all I had.
Oh. Okay.
Be the voice of dissent. Be the red-bearded voice of dissent.
No.
Is that your response?
No, you! No, I refuse. I agree with you. Well played.
I mean, this has to be the work of the leeches. There's no other explanation for why their technology would be coming through on something so sacred to us. They've obviously done something to it.
So my final statement will be then, I think we're all in agreement that the leeches, particularly the jackals, are influencing the orb and the plane beyond it. But you know, the question we have to ask ourselves is, you know, how if they can potentially entangle things like a park and a pyramid or a man and his gremlins, what else can they do to manipulate the physical world by hijacking our magic? So that'll be my final statement, and it'll go to Carter.
A Man and His Gremlin was the sequel to A Boy and His Blob. It was less well received. All right, the two got him. Someone returns to the community.
Oh.
Oh man!
Or you find a body.
Where were they? Or you find a body. Do people recognize who it is? What happened? One of the things I like about this is you can just pick. They find a body. No one knows who it is. He was dehydrated. He's just dead. That is not what I'm picking. Okay. So let's see. Who do we have?
Archaeological succubus Dr. Meredith
Has disappeared and could return. Lord Dirthbird could return. Chad is dead, but I guess technically could return to the land of the living.
You're right.
We didn't add Jerry on the list.
Oh, disgruntled magic fellow who personally destroyed artifacts is in the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be.
He could return.
Dr. Thinderad.
He was the rival.
Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't. He's just there.
He got a concussion.
It could also be someone new, but I think we have a good stable here.
Has Lady Beatrice been in the city this whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, I had assumed she went back to Dirthbirddom.
No, she's
Dirthbirdonia.
she's been here the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Or at least none of us have said that she left.
Right.
Oh, she must have been young.
Well, under 100.
Yeah.
But that's just she wasn't old.
99 and 3 days.
Just a guy.
He exists.
Let's
Almost.
see.
Big.
You find a body. It's Lord Dirthbird.
Everybody
What
rejoices.
happened?
No one cares. No.
Do people recognize it? They pretend not to.
Who is that? Oh well, back to daily life.
So. I'm going to go with archaeologist Dr. Meredith.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wait, so she returns as not a succubus?
She returns as not a succubus.
He fixed her.
She is no longer a demon. In fact, she has lost all magical powers. She says, when asked where she was, she says that she went to repent and that she has returned from the church a changed woman.
Oh no.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Next.
Does she not like magic anymore?
Now she's just reformed archaeological succubus.
And she's no longer missing. We know exactly where she is.
That's true.
Parentheses, born again.
Yes, she is born again.
You could cross out succubus too.
Yeah, because she's no longer a succubus.
Reformed archaeological Dr. Meredith.
She is an archaeological doctor, that's true. Alright, while you're doing that, I'll take down projects. 1 day to suicide. probably should have just kept this 2 around.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like the smart thing or whatever.
The Church of the Jackal is at 2. Okay.
And
That
River's
brings it-
second, or Carter's second, my brother.
Yes. Let's see. I am going to discover something new.
What you
shit.
can discover.
I need to change the symbol. That's not a line. That's a tree in the middle.
Huh?
The symbol for this, it's a square, a circle, and a tree.
Oh,
Drawing.
okay. I thought you said it was a square and a goat eye.
He just decided that it's a tree.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Did we establish any action we're taking with the creatures from the orb?
Well, they all
They all
disappeared. Well, we don't know that they died,
Okay.
but they disappeared. They have vanished into thin air. We don't know if they went back into the orb. We don't know if they went somewhere else in the city. We don't know if they accomplished their task. We don't know if they didn't accomplish their task. We didn't even know what their task was. So
Yeah.
we really don't know shit, and our favorite food is mayonnaise.
Okay.
I think they got raptured.
Maybe. Maybe they were the only non-sinners amongst us, and they have been raptured
Well,
away to heaven.
let's hold it for a discussion, shall we?
That was more of a joke than anything. I just like
It could be. Maybe it was exactly what I was thinking, James.
I don't know.
I just like saying anytime something's disappeared that they've gotten raptured.
Well, let's make more stuff disappear. I'm going to discover something new.
Is it something missing?
Yes.
We've discovered that something is gone.
In fact, we've discovered that the bodies in the pods in the tree are no longer there.
So it's just a tree with branches and that's it?
But it's a
The
tree.
pod's still
No,
there?
the pods are still there. And they're full of something, but they're not full of people anymore. One of the pods splits open, and they find that inside each of these pods is a store of spice.
Oh yeah, that exists.
Yeah, and we're running out.
Still.
Well, we
Well,
were.
I'm fixing it. We would have to make a project to like gather the spice, but we
Yeah.
now have a place where potentially we could get some spice.
Okay, what's my card?
Moving right along.
One of autumn.
The J of Autumn.
Oh, J, that one.
Man, do you not like James? James?
And it's games. Okay.
James.
Sure.
James. James.
Project finishes
Games.
early. Which one
Training.
and why?
Just like a project finishes early, the only projects are 2 into 1.
Yeah. Do they kill themselves early?
Actually, I think so.
They get antsy and just go straight to murder.
Well, no, well, self-murder, I guess.
Well, yeah.
So, upon the discovery of the spice from one of those pods, this cult knows what they must do, and instead of just killing themselves randomly, start enacting this pact, this ritual, at the foot of the tree.
Young and old, all are dead. Only the middle-aged are left in the society.
Probably childbearing age still. Maybe. Yes, so they have killed themselves at the foot of the tree, knowing that this tree is there to bring peace and bounty to this city, and
Sure.
this is what they must do.
They kill themselves. Everything explodes.
And there's actually just a ton of artifacts littered at the feet of the tree now. And no bodies.
Alright.
Just sticks and amulets and like a flashlight.
Flashlight.
Yeah, okay.
It's hiding.
Oh.
Well.
So it finished early instead of finishing immediately after your card. It finished during your card.
Yeah, but I wanted. Now I get to explain them killing themselves at the foot of the tree instead of other people. Oh, what happened? Our map's upside
Whoa.
down.
That was weird. Joe, what are you doing?
It's probably fine.
You get an Etsy over there?
I'm gonna start a project. It's gonna take 3 turns.
We should probably get some of those going.
We're gonna do some repairs in the subway.
What?
Is the subway broken?
No, we just gotta make sure it's
Apparently.
maintained.
This is
And
regular maintenance.
we're undergoing.
I'm really excited
Hold
to
on,
see the
hold
conclusion
on!
of that project.
Notice that the orb is directly above the subway. We need to make sure that the orb isn't going to encroach on the regular transit
Oh, I was
of
thinking
normal
it was,
people and magical folk.
I was thinking it was just the normal maintenance crew going in, like nothing to do with the magic at all.
It's just like
Although it could
we
be.
have the apocalypse coming in 9 different ways to
I
Sunday.
take that back.
And
No,
then it's
I
just
take it
like,
back. Regular maintenance in 3 weeks.
It's just like, we better fucking check on our infrastructure.
It's important.
I mean, honestly, infrastructure is really important
It's
when like
true.
the apocalypse is coming, right?
I mean,
Because
that's, you're not
get
wrong.
across the city.
So 3 weeks
Then-
till
then you're like-
regularly scheduled maintenance on the subway.
I mean, I'm behind it.
Especially
I'm with you,
because
James.
now a lot of people kind of need to be trained because young and old are dead.
Well, that's only in the magical community.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
the
true.
leeches aren't dying.
Disease spreads through the community.
Speaking of dying,
You spend a week quarantining and treating the disease. Project dice are not reduced. Nobody knows what to
No,
do.
the scheduled maintenance.
No! Scheduled maintenance!
These don't seem that interesting.
and health and
Without that.
fertility is a scarcity. I mean, these
That
are
kind of makes sense.
these are more interesting in a scenario where the apocalypse isn't coming.
But the health and fertility actually kind of makes sense for
Given
what's
where we're
happening
at right now,
Health and fertility.
Yeah.
Younger dead, older dead, no more kids.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Whoops. Guess we fucked it, guys. Sorry.
No, they didn't fuck it. There's no fucking.
There-
Well, no, they fucked. It
I
just didn't do
guess.
anything.
Yeah.
The
Well, we fucked it. Didn't work.
what have we been calling the magicals?
Immortals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Immortal used fucking. It's not very.
the immortals are having trouble making babies.
Ever seen
Nobody's-
Children of Men?
Well, yeah, that's kind of what's
Children of Men
happening.
is my favorite movie.
The
It's a really good movie.
leeches are still having children, but the
Ever seen The Handmaid's Tale?
no, I don't actually know what that is.
All right, let's not go down that road. Is all I'm going. Is all I'm going to say.
So health and fertility as a scarcity.
The Handmaid's Tale is a really good series. It's on Netflix, but it's really intense.
Oh, it's inside of tents. That's neat.
Yeah. What I'm saying is, don't binge it.
I'm a TP. I'm a wigwam. I'm a TP. I'm a wigwam. Calm down, man. You're too tense.
Some serious scarcity going on over here.
We do. I mean, we can fix the. We have a way to fix the spice scarcity now.
Is it like an infertility STD or something?
And I mean, frankly, we could probably have a project to just reassess livable space and fix the habitable space scarcity because of all the people that are dead.
It's like all of them.
Well, the
Two-thirds
Church
of
of the Jackal is going to 0.
Oh, no.
Oh, Church of the Jackal's going to 0?
Yup.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
Infiltration.
That came faster than I thought. So, they have infiltrated the Church of the Jackal digitally. They have managed to find the more tech-savvy amongst the magical community, which is a smaller contingent, but a contingent that still exists, have found a way into the Church of the Jackal's computer systems using a candy drop.
I'm in.
And
Ooh, what's a candy drop?
A candy drop is a hacking technique where it's a very silly hacking technique, but it's extremely effective, where you just place a flash drive in a conspicuous place.
Oh yeah.
And you have the flash drive loaded with a virus that will...
They did that in Mr. Robot.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen Mr. Robot yet.
That's great.
I've heard really good things about it, but I haven't gotten around to it. It's really effective. It happens to
Spoiler
White House
alert,
once.
he's not a robot.
Oh, damn. Now I'm not going to watch it. I was just watching to see if he was a robot. And anyway, they use a candy drop. They infiltrate the Church of the Jackal, and they manage to get some information before the Church of the Jackal shuts it down. And a lot of the information that they get is scrambled. But what's really interesting is that they find mentions of something that they refer to, of things that they refer to as the sphere, the grid, and the pyramid. In addition, several of the documents have in their header the Inquisition logo.
Which kind of looks like Texas. Just like Silver, Texas.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, and whose turn is Redbeard's turn? So who's got the? What are you gonna do, Redbeard, for your second act?
I was gonna just following Carter's suggestion, we could start a project to harvest the spice from the tree.
Are we doing some regularly scheduled maintenance around this whole city now?
Yeah, it just seems like a good time for
Let's
it.
fix everything.
Nothing
Everyone's
too
dead.
terrible is happening right now.
Everyone's
other
getting
than the
died.
still ever expanding orb of destruction,
I think it stopped.
Everyone dying
no,
and
it
not
hasn't
being
stopped.
born.
Oh.
We haven't said it ever stopped.
And I think we had something to figure out why it was, and that got...
It shrunk once.
Yeah. It shrunk once temporarily. But, like, it was growing and growing, and it shrunk for a moment, and then it was growing and growing.
Let's
and
put
growing.
3 weeks on gathering spice.
Also, we should probably put the orb, the grid, and the pyramid under plot threads, and the fact that the church and Inquisition are working together.
The Churchquisition. Actually, it's just a regular Inquisition, isn't it?
Yeah.
By entanglement in Churchquisition.
And they mentioned
Nobody
something called
expected
the sphere, the grid, and the pyramid.
Okay.
And the information we got was too scrambled. We couldn't determine what those are.
The
But
spear, the bread, and the tyranid.
Bread, the butter, and the boobity boop.
All right, well, I guess that brings it to me.
What?
I don't know.
I believe you
No.
are correct.
Did you just post that?
Ooh, you got
Oh.
No,
5.
that's cool.
Oh,
Philip, you're supposed to be at your brother's birthday. Stop posting on Facebook.
you want to post
Also, it's
something
Okay.
only 4 days.
at your brother's birthday?
Also, it's only 4 days.
Well, still not me.
So,
Or a small
yeah, the
game?
parish arrives. Who are they? Why are they chosen community? Or a small game of marauders is making its way through the local terrain. How many are there? What weapons do they carry?
Okay.
So, we established a little something about Dr. Meredith. She was reformed. She has slowly been picking away members of the community and converting them to this ideal of reformation. And she's now spouting her. She's returned to the community with this small contingent, and they're spouting the path of freedom, of releasing yourself from these burdens that something inevitable is coming, and the best thing to do is to give way, you know. Hey, well, she's a lot of vagaries, right? But obviously she gave up her magic, so she's gathering these people, and she's doing very, very well at it. Her arguments aren't great, and yet people seem to be joining her. So, I'll leave it at that for that.
This is
Kick down
kind of
some dudes.
appropriate because if I remember correctly, Dr. Meredith came about as a result of the card that is a charismatic young girl is gathering people.
Oh yeah,
Something,
you're right.
Which is
You're
why
right.
I wanted
Yeah.
her to be a succubus in the first place.
Um,
I think she's a subconscious succubus. How she's getting all these people with shitty arguments.
I also wanted to start a project. I
We
think,
need more projects.
given now that we have this link, we need projects. Given now that we have the link between the church and the Inquisition, somebody is setting up a kind of a communications spy network right in this building, smack dab in the middle, to try to catch transmissions and understand what's going on.
Which reminds me, we should have listed under characters because we have a double agent in the Inquisition HQ, Jerry, who I can now only see
Jones.
as Jerry/Larry/Gary from.
Terry.
What did
Parks and
Jerry
Rec.
tell us? What did Jerry tell us?
What did Jerry tell us?
He had told us about
The artificial artifacts.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Hey, Doom Lover.
Jerry Potter and the artificial.
Oh, Doom
artifacts.
Lover's here?
I mean,
Hello.
he's now Brutal Vix.
Right, but Doom Lover.
Did we take down the projects already? I can't remember if I did.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, I just did. I just did that. So that was my second phase. Okay, so yeah, now it goes back to Carter.
Alright. What's
It's been a really I have not had an exhausting day, but it's been so slow today that my brain never engaged. Like I just haven't been
feel
on
you.
today.
It's been a weird day for me too.
I just
Ooh.
had a trying morning at work. Can you blow that up a little bit more for me? I can't quite see it.
Ha!
That works perfect. Someone leaves the community after issuing a dire warning. What is the warning? Or someone issues a dire warning and the community leaps into action to avoid disaster. What's the warning? Start a continuous project.
Contentious.
A contentious project. That makes far more sense. That relates to it.
Continuous.
This project goes on forever.
Just put a die on the infinity symbol and keep turning it.
Yeah, you take the 8.
Alright. So there's a dire warning. Someone is issuing a dire warning, and either they leave or
They leave
a
in
project is created.
A contentious.
Contentious project.
We haven't had very many projects that have ended
There's
up
the
just being good. Like, just good. In a while.
Well, projects aren't supposed to be just good. They're supposed to be more good
Yeah.
than bad, but they're supposed to be a
Interesting.
little of both.
It does feel like we've been lacking a win lately, but I'm okay with that.
That's true. Well, not entirely, because like we
We found the spikes.
infiltrated the Church of the Jackal and we infiltrated Inquisition HQ pretty successfully. We got some
But the thing is,
information.
I think
out.
the result of those was that we uncovered more problems, though. So like it was definitely progress, but it wasn't like success. I feel like.
That's
like,
true.
I'm happy with the way the plot's unfolding, and I'm not necessarily saying we should have a success or a failure coming up, but I do think we haven't had like a real like triumph lately, which I'll leave to the flow
It's
of
a
the game
solid
to
point.
decide whether or not we deserve
It's
it.
I have a lot of people die.
Real quick, let's run a recap. What is this project?
Subway.
Oh, right, repairing the subway.
Regularly scheduled maintenance.
And this is gathering spice,
Yeah.
and then this is gathering intel.
Again.
Yeah.
Right. But now we know more, so now we have a direction with our intel. And I kind of like that this has kind of become its own continuous thing, where we're able to just kind of mine this
It's
for
a quest
information.
chain.
It's a quest chain. It's a long quest chain, and it ends possibly in the annihilation of the entire city, or everything, maybe.
Character dies.
Some of those ones that just send you out the middle of the Grand for no reason. Like, come on.
Go
Who's
listen to
out
the
there?
water buffaloes out there.
So let's see. This man is dead.
Is he?
Yeah, he was an elder.
Oh, right. Could be the revenge of Dr. Thunderhead.
Yeah. Meredith has kind of got her own thing going on. I don't want to do anything with her right now.
She's kind of our main character, though.
She is, but that's why I don't think that she should be the one issuing this warning.
I feel like she's issuing the warning
Ooh.
actively.
It could be.
That's true.
It could be Lord Dorfbert.
She could be a good one depending on what kind of warning I want to give. But I think I want to let Dr. Meredith marinate for a round or two.
Marinating Reformed Archaeological Dr.
Dr. Thunderad has been steeping in his own uselessness for a while now, so he might be good. Reverend Reformed.
I think it would be
Dr.
interesting to
Nargis.
bring Lord Dorfbert back in, or Beatrice.
Lying through archaeological.
Um,
Succubus again. Just not an archaeologist.
Chad is dead.
Oh no.
Oh, Jerry would be solid. Jerry is our Edward Snowden. Kinda, not really. But
He's a spy.
yeah.
Spy.
So let's see. Thunderhead, Beatrice, and Jerry. Well, he could be Edward Snowden, is really what I was trying to say.
Oh.
I think Dorthwart would be a solid include, but I really don't know what to do with him, so.
He shows up dead anyways.
The only thing I thought to do with him is just have his body float by.
He's actually been dead the entire game. We just don't want to bother even telling that part of the story.
But I feel like he's been such a self-inflicted thorn in our butts this whole time that I feel like he needs to have something, even if just for the catharsis.
Well, that's why I was thinking that he could be rallying people to something that
Yeah.
drives that thorn a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I don't have anything for it.
Fair enough.
So let's see.
Do something.
I'm just trying.
Come on, you gotta hurry up so I can have a regularly scheduled maintenance.
They
That's
go
the
down
greatest
and
fucking thing that's
inspect the
happened in
rails,
this entire
and there were some loose rails they tightened up, and everything's good now. Next turn.
Almost.
Alright. So I am going to go with Dr. Thunderad. Dr. Thunderad
Dr. Tinderad.
warns that
Tender ass.
the orb is still growing. That's still a problem. And in addition, the energy pulse that it sent out earlier is cyclical. And another one is going to happen soon. And so the communities of and what are banding together to try to find a way to stop it. Or to at least figure out what it's going to do. So, we're going to say that the pulse is coming in 4 weeks, and they are trying to stop it. So 4 weeks they have 4 weeks to stop the pulse.
Okay. Well,
the orbital mass ejection, and then everything
James?
ticks down.
Regularly scheduled maintenance. Oh boy. So, they've gone in, checked the infrastructure a bit. There was a little bit of crumbling. It was kind of underneath the orb, so they kind of tore all that down. And have installed a window. It looks really cool, and that orb honestly isn't like threateningly close. It's like years away from getting us. And like there's people investigating how to take care of it. So like it's fine. And tourism is up! This is such a cool site! People just want to come and see this giant glowing orb that pulses a lot under the subway. And that's it.
Well, that sounds pretty good.
Tourism's
Love
up.
it.
Infrastructure's been fixed.
Oh, do we
subway
have-
runs on time as usual.
Do we now have a resource abundance
Tourists.
of tourism?
Oh, and tourists have also been coming into town because of the weird. Around that tree in the underground cavern, there's just a bunch of weird objects.
What? How do I make this not snap to grid?
Hold on.
Hold on, Alt.
Appreciate it.
So like they're
Tourists.
kind of like, oh
Jeez.
look, shiny things on the floor near that tree in the middle of that large body of water that I'm not going to swim across. Yep.
All right. Sure.
Oh, golly
Tourism is
gee.
up. If we can just maintain that for a few turns, we'll win the culture victory.
They're not damn tourists. They're bringing in good money and like some people that this town desperately needs.
That'll bring it to my second half.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Did we all talk about Brutal Vix and his boner?
Oh yeah.
We
Doom VR.
addressed the fact that he was talking in chat.
Okay, I missed it.
I mean,
Just wanted to make sure we didn't
Doom
leave his
Lover and his
boner
boner
unannounced.
is it's a thing.
He loves Doom.
I'm going to say that while the bulk of and What are throwing their magical research of abilities into the orb, there are some, grad students basically who aren't really helpful that have noticed something a bit off about the artifacts, or at least they think they've noticed something a bit off about the artifacts that are currently in the cavern by the tree, and they are going to do some research for the next 4 weeks.
Sweet.
I mean, it certainly is a cavern of some description.
Oh
and
yeah,
certainly
it
is
was a
underground.
question mark at first because it had been like discovered but not excavated. But
Right, we didn't know for sure exactly what it was, and it kept getting
Right, which is why I said
weirder.
at this point,
Yeah.
Thanks.
Alright, cool.
All right.
That would be
takes
the
us to
distinction.
James.
I'm gonna get a card. The 9 of Autumn.
I didn't see the card at first, and I was just like, "Why are you just calling that randomly?"
The community works constantly, and as a result, a project finishes early,
You got a few of those.
or a group goes out to explore the map more thoroughly and find something they have previously overlooked.
Interesting.
Honestly, this map is pretty well taken care of. I don't think we can do any more.
Well, we've kind of overlooked the featureless tower for a while.
A featured tower.
Shit, there's a feature. It's a film. It's The Mummy.
Oh no.
Wait, the new one or the good one?
The new one.
No.
I'm just assuming it
No,
sucks.
it came out.
Oh, it
recently.
is out,
Oh, it did?
and it was really
Jeez.
bad. It has
Oh, really?
terrible Rotten Tomatoes score.
Oh, dear.
No.
Okay,
Well, I haven't seen it.
the community has worked constantly on figuring out this orb thing because they really like their new tourists.
It has a 16% on Rotten Tomatoes.
16.
All right, so the orb project finishes. Okay,
Okay, cool.
so
They want to
That
protect
was-
those tourists.
Well,
That was the 3 that you started last turn?
That was.
yeah, this is the 3. That's taking it away.
Well, so the person who finishes it early actually is the one who takes over the conclusion.
Oh, do I?
Oh dear.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, because you spoke for the one that you
Oh
finished early.
yeah, I did. Fuck. I actually didn't want to talk for this one.
Do you want to switch which one you did?
No, I have no idea what I want to do for any of them. So, no, I'm still gonna do the orb.
Okay. I mean, there are a couple that are less dire because there's gathering spice and gathering intel.
Yeah. No, I want this orb situation to be solved. I think we figured it out. Could you give me a recap of exactly what brought up the orb thing, other than the fact that it was getting bigger?
It's getting bigger.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and swallowing everything.
Okay.
We
that's
established the orb real early on.
Yeah, the orb has always been there, but it'd been stable for like millennia.
Yeah.
And then at some point it started getting bigger and bigger, and then monsters started leaping out of it, and then it shot out pulses of energy and it's just swallowing everything.
This was because it was
This was
gonna rebound.
specifically it was going to.
Oh, right, yes. It's going to shoot out another pulse of energy, and we don't even know what that's going to do. So we're trying to stop it, or at least prepare ourselves for when it does that.
So, I guess this will be why it's contentious. Not everybody likes tourists, but
What did the tourists have to do with it?
I don't know.
kind of. So, someone just kind of offhand mentioned, everything's getting a lot worse once everyone's been panicking. And it sparked a discussion about the fact that the more stressed the magical community seems to get, the worse this orb seems to be getting. The tourists, however, have been bringing in some pretty positive vibes lately. They really just like being here. They're really just happy a lot.
You really like tourists.
Not everyone does. But with the influx of tourists, the orb has been shrinking, or not shrinking. The orb has stopped growing, or started growing slower. And what have decided that they need to expand the tourism sector of the city to bring in more of these kind of annoying tourists and more of their not existential panic to kind of counteract the orb's growth.
Okay.
Kind of bringing a cancellation to the freak out that the magical community's having right now. So they're promoting like, oh, look at these magical wonders, ooh, and there's a few street magicians and stuff
Are
like
they
that.
like, look at this thing that's trying to destroy our town, ooh!
No.
It's like ghost tours, but with...
So that one they're explaining is just like a work of art. Like, oh
I
look,
see.
this is a museum. Oh, look at this art thing. They're not very good at it, but it seems to work.
Uh-huh.
But unfortunately, there is so much tourism. Most of the houses that had been that for a while have been empty are now hotels. So there's still a shortage of places where people can live. Because now it's hotels and
Okay.
commercial buildings.
Sons of bitches.
But the orb's not growing anymore, so that's good.
But mortal people, not like magic people.
Just mortals.
Okay, because we're not really necessarily worried about their living space.
No, it's the magical people don't have much living space still.
Yeah.
Because their houses have been turned into hotels. Well, the unoccupied ones, because of all of the deaths, have been turned into hotels.
Okay.
Okay.
Hotels.
That was
this
your.
one's
So now we actually do
haunted.
reduce the project dice down. So this one here, this one goes down.
Yeah.
That was gathering spice.
Do we get spice?
They got spice.
The end.
So we remove our scarcity.
So several teams had gone out and carted away spice to bring back up to the surface from the pods. There doesn't seem to be any sign of the bodies or the elders or the artifacts. But the spice, which is, didn't we establish it was used as a catalyst or something?
Yeah, it fuels magic.
Yeah.
That's in here somewhere. Somewhere.
There it is, underlore.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Spice fuels magic.
So they are we allowed to adjust the resources based on the success of a project?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's up to us.
So I would say that spice is in abundance now, especially because,
So many fewer people using it.
yeah, there's not as much being used.
Oh, so it's not just no longer scarce; it's now abundant.
I don't know. I feel like it could be because it's not being used as much because there are fewer artifacts.
Abundo.
I mean, it's up to you. It's your project.
And we just found this huge supply of it.
So you're saying the
Yeah, I think
artifacts that were scattered around the base of the tree aren't there either? Like,
Oh, I
From-
forgot.
Well, the
forgot.
artifacts that were
Those are-
scattered around the base of the tree are currently being researched.
Yeah.
and also tourized.
But the ones that were originally, I thought there were some that were.
The ones that were in the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a ton of artifacts are now missing
Yeah.
because the last energy pulse made all of the ones that the beasts had gathered disappear.
But aside from the glowing of the tree, which still continues, there's not anything else of note down there.
Ooh, look at the fancy art exhibit.
And tourists flock in droves.
And this is where the apocalypse almost happened, and this is where the
Alright.
apocalypse almost happened, and this is where the apocalypse
James, you got
almost
an
happened.
action.
What?
You got an action.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is your second half.
What
you gonna do? You hold a discussion, you can start a project, or you could do the other.
We're going to look into new uses for the underground food portal because we don't need to store Gorgonzola anymore.
I figured we were just storing our food there.
We
There's
don't
not
need
really
to.
much food storage space needed anymore either.
Oh yeah, with all the dead people.
Right. So we're going to look into alternate uses for the underground food portal.
Alright.
How many weeks?
2 weeks.
6 weeks.
I mean, with and What's resources suddenly freed up.
All right.
We need an abbreviation.
Redwood, you
for
ready?
that. Oh, woo.
What's woo?
What and
What and Woo.
Oh no!
Somebody sabotages the project and the project fails as a result.
Who did this? Why?
Or someone is caught trying to sabotage the efforts of the community. How does the community respond? What do we have right now?
Right
we
now,
have researching the underground food portal.
gathering intel.
Yeah.
Between the church and the Inquisition.
And what's that one?
This one is a group of grad students from noticed that something was odd, or they believe they noticed something strange about the artifacts, the new artifacts from the tree, and they're doing research on them. All the ones that were formed in the Suicide Pact.
Somebody sabotages the food portal,
No. Why?
and
Project fails.
Who did this?
Why?
Oh, it was Lord Dirthbird.
What a
Yeah,
day!
He doesn't see a need for the food portal any longer, so he ordered it to be closed.
Oh, he sabotaged the freaking portal.
Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like there's ulterior motives there, but we'll see.
There's always ulterior motives. It's fucking Dirtbird.
Just put a big X over
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
All right. Well, in that case, this ticks down, and mine goes off. So this is perfect because Dirtbird was exactly what I planned to use. In intercepting communication between the Inquisition and the Church of the Jackals, they find out that Lord Dirthbert has been communicating with them as well.
What a dick!
It seems.
Welcome to political satire, Quake.
It seems as though Lord Dirthbert made some kind of deal in exchange for spice, which apparently has been delivered upon.
Is
the
that why
details
we
of that
had a
deal-
scarcity of spice?
Well, now
What's
we-
that?
Is that I was saying?
Oh, wait,
is that
what
why we had
difference-
scarcity of spice?
What did we have a scarcity of spice?
That
I
was
think it
from
was
the
just
beginning
from
of
the
the game.
beginning. Because
Okay,
it was
because
the
Lord
project,
Dirthbert
so-
came over and he brought some spice.
Yeah.
That was part of the reason that they had
So
to
I'm
use
wondering
relations.
how
I think
long
it
has
should
he
have
had
been
this
adjusted from scarcity to normal earlier, actually.
Probably.
But now we have an abundo of spice.
Yeah, which just makes it more reasonable that we have an abundo.
I would like one abundo, please.
So, actually, I think I want to go through something a little different then, because he had spice from his home continent. I forgot about that, him being like part of another faction, but I still am gonna go with Dirtbert.
Actually, I thought we got Gorgonzola from Dirtbert.
Actually, I think you're right. I think it was.
Oh, it was.
Because it was a
You're right,
scarcity,
you're right.
and then it became not a scarcity.
Yeah.
There was also a trade, a spice trade. I think it was Gorgonzola for spice.
Where did the
No,
refugees
it's
come from?
Gorgonzola
They
for
gave another-
artifacts. I think the spice trade was something different.
There was a spice trade though.
There was a spice trade at some point, but I don't remember what that was.
Okay.
No. It was. He did bring spice. The Gorgonzola trade was different. That was just a trade. We were trying to get Gorgonzola, and we were trading artifacts for Gorgonzola.
Which honestly, in the end, ended up being a good thing. We spared a ton of artifacts from being stolen and destroyed.
We have no idea what happened to them. For all we know, they're more powerful now.
For all we know, this is happening everywhere.
That's true.
Oh no.
I mean, we had the only orb that we knew of, but that doesn't mean we had the only orb.
Yeah.
No one talked about the orb.
Orb of obliteration.
Now we're fucking advertising it.
Ooh. Art.
Is that a picture of you holding up the orb?
No, that's them going by in the sun.
You know what?
No, that's just its name. The Orb of Obliteration. The ooh.
Yeah. Also that.
Lord Dirthbert asserts. It seems that they've been making a number of trades. Lord Dirthbert has been getting them artifacts, giving them people through Meredith to extract essence from to create artifacts. They've managed to do it without murdering the people, so they found almost a different way, even though it doesn't have the immortality as we discussed earlier. But Lord Dirthbert is not happy with the exchange, and they overhear a conversation where Lord Dirthbert threatens that he will kill himself, thereby killing the leader of the Jackals, if he feels that the deal is going sour.
Oh man.
Interesting.
Let's make that deal go south. Fuck up the deal.
Kill Dirthbert. I mean, it would kill Dirthbert and apparently the leader of the Jackals. Which we don't know exactly what that means. We don't know if he's saying he is the leader of the Jackals, or if it's another one of those binary duality things. Or something else entirely.
I'll leave it at that vagary. And
It is,
that is second half of... was that Redbeard's turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit.
Dirthbert's a conjoined twin.
We should probably put in the plot threads that
Yeah.
Dirthbert is working with the Churchquisition.
I kind of want a revolution against Dirthbert now. I feel like that could be a project.
Yeah,
People rallying against Dirthbert.
That's a solid project.
It's gonna take a while though.
Church.
Let's put it on 5.
All right, where do you want to place that?
There's not really a good place for.
Are they rallying in the perfectly square park?
For the featureless tower?
Let's say the park.
I think that features tower is done.
No. Well, I mean, it stays on the map at least. Something might happen
There
with
could
it.
be stuff in there. They
Well-
just got the artifacts.
Yeah.
We still haven't found the hole that it fits in.
The canyon.
It's the subway. We just
No, it is the subway.
Oh, no!
It was the
If
subway
I
the whole
understand
time.
correctly, was the food portal closed? Like closed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no longer operational.
That's real shitty, Earthbert. What is he going on? What's his deal?
Well, now we're gonna get him to commit suicide, so...
Maybe. We'll find out.
Is this the last autumn card? I think so.
I believe
The
you're
project
correct.
just isn't working out as expected. Radically change the nature of this project.
Huh.
Don't modify the project tag. When it resolves, you'll be responsible for telling the community how it went. Ooh.
That's an interesting one.
I mean, something of Saladin's is really boring. This one's way more interesting. What was there were students from research or from what rather?
Yeah.
From
What were they researching?
they believe
new
they
artifacts.
noticed something strange about the new artifacts that came out of the Suicide Pact, and they are researching them. And then the other one is
Okay.
the revolution.
Viva la revolution.
So here's what I'm going to go with. The meetings at the Perfectly Square Park have been going pretty much as expected until Lord Dirthbert shows up and says, "I need your help."
Oh,
What?
all right. No, radically changing that counts. That's interesting. Is there any more detail we get on that, or is that all we know for now?
It's
I think that's all we know for
Lord
now,
Dirthbert.
right? That
He
radically
gives
changes
birth to
the
her constantly.
project.
That's
The
his magic
project.
power.
Yeah, I mean, it does radically change the project that now
No,
Dirthbert is trying to work with them.
It was for love.
I mean, I think that would qualify, but I think you could add more detail if you wanted.
I'm trying to think because I haven't thought that far yet. I was banking on my 5 turns of action.
That's fine. I mean,
If you
you don't have to elaborate now.
you don't have to.
Yeah.
I'm just asking if you want to.
I'm gonna keep it on that weird like, what is Lord Dirthbert up to? I thought he was a jerk.
Maybe
a
he
jerk.
still is. We don't know.
Maybe his magic power is brainwashing. Actually, that wouldn't be surprising at all.
I like that idea, James.
All right.
All
second
right,
half?
and then second half of my turn. I feel like we should hold a discussion.
Discussion would be good. A project.
You know
would
what?
be good.
You know what? So here's what I'm gonna say. Lord Dirthbert said he needed help, but he didn't say much more than that. I want to hold a meeting of the leaders, the ringleaders of this kind of coup. Should we trust Lord Dirthbert?
Absolutely not.
Alright, I feel like all of us are gonna say no.
Absolutely not. We should not trust him. We were holding this. We're trying to hold a revolution against him and his tiny iron fist. All right, that was already in the character. That was already in the plot threads. It was there. I did not pull that out of nowhere.
You're fake news.
He's just, I don't know what he's up to, but he's just trying to disrupt us. We need to maintain independence and stay the course.
You know, he is our leader. For good reason. We may not have elected him. But he was there when we needed him most. Look at all the problems that have been solved under his watch. The orbs stopped growing. The shadow beasts stopped coming around. We're no longer overpopulated.
One experience point, James.
You're not the DM.
He actually is Dungeon Master. See right there.
There is no DM in this game.
Oh my god.
No one is the master. Everyone is a slave to the story.
I think Dirtbird's
That was
pretty great.
magical. Wearing his I Heart Dirtbird shirt.
Oh my god.
To the anti-Dirtbird rallies.
Did we ever name this city?
Wisberia?
Oh.
No, that was just a family name.
We never established what it was.
Oh, yeah. We should work on that. You want to give us a name? Dirthbirdtopia?
I'm just gonna
Little
vomit
Dirth.
all over you.
New Dearth.
Just over both of you and the couch.
I don't think it's right to trust him, but he definitely seems desperate. We should probably at least wait and see what it is that he needs.
My life for
before
Dirthbird.
turning him down. Why else would he come to people that are directly opposed to him?
Apparently, this is normal city.
Normalcy.
My final comment then will be, in the very least, he might be able to tell us something about what he knows. Like, he might be a good source of information if he is willing to open up a little bit.
Cool. All right.
So,
Was that our last autumn card? Or do we have one more?
I think there's one more.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. Lay it on me.
Good luck.
Why are there only 11?
Probably because you fucked things up.
I didn't fuck that up. It was like that the whole time.
All right. The 10 of autumn. Harvest. Whoa. All right. Harvest is here and plentiful, at an abundance. Or cold autumn winds drive out your enemies, remove a threatening
Ooh.
force from the map and the area.
Oh.
Interesting. So this is just straight good. I can't even make this bad. Okay, this needs to be out of my way.
But what if
No,
it was still in your way?
I appreciate it. Not
What if
being
it
in my
was
way.
the way?
The truth and the life?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
Where were they going with that?
Either I can add an abundance, but the only thing we're harvesting is spice, and we already have abundance of spice.
We have an abundo.
What about Gorgonzola?
We're not harvesting gorgonzola though. We have
Taurus.
gorgonzola from.
We're harvesting
Oh my
Taurus.
God.
We're turning tourists into gorgonzola.
No, I was thinking
Um,
Gorgonzola hats.
remember the vomit threat from earlier?
Can you like aim that at all?
Just this way, both of you and the couch. Anyway, abundance of vomit. Yeah, I don't think I can do that, so I have to drive out a threatening force. And it says specifically that the cold autumn weather drives out a threatening force.
Now, we are in a magic world, so cold autumn weather could be more than just cold autumn weather.
That's true.
Oh fuck.
The
Well,
winter fey court.
We are getting very close to winter.
Winter is coming.
All over the place. And
Without protection.
And as begins every winter, the green snow starts to fall.
Oh,
Well, yeah, like it always does.
Yeah. As
welcome to normal city.
as happens every winter, the green snow starts to fall.
Don't worry, tourists. That's just the aurora borealis casting lights on our snow.
From across the globe.
We don't know where the city is. We could be right under the aurora. And as the snow and the wind start to pile up, the orb begins to shrink and turn white and
That's
eventually
suspicion.
disappear.
Ooh.
Spooky.
Oh.
Oh, my tourists.
The orb's never been exposed to...
The green snow.
Yeah, it's never been exposed to the green snow before.
Oh.
Because it's been a building.
Oh.
Yeah.
At the beginning, we established that it was that was housed inside of a building.
Well, I guess there's still a pretty sight out of the window that we have in the subway.
Yeah, now there's a huge skylight in the
Oh.
subway.
That's neat.
Let's talk about what the researchers discover.
Oh, right. So there is something strange in the neighborhood.
Oh, Joe's face.
Yeah, it's fine. Joe's face always looks like that. What are you talking about? And what they find at first is very confusing. But in a moment, crossing in the hallway, delivering his normal,
Normal city
normal,
daily news.
yeah, normal city. That looks better than that one. In case you're looking for a comparison, that one seems to be at least slightly better than
Is that
than
all
one.
part of one thing?
This and this are part of the same sword. This is the pommel. This is scrap. It gave up towards the top.
Okay, so delivering
Stuff for the screen.
his normal reports. Jerry happens to exchange some data with one of the grad students.
Is that what they call it these days?
The grad student happens to be a friend of his son, and Jerry exchanges some
The
data.
featureless tower just grew. In
Yeah,
size.
it's fine. Well, when my featureless tower does that,
I gotta go.
you can't leave. You're holding Joe. Remember what happened last time you tried to leave? It didn't end well.
Everyone got disconnected except for me, but I had my headphones off.
Anyway, what they notice in their exchange is that the magical signature of these artifacts is identical to the magical signature of the weaker fake artifacts that the Inquisition had been making.
Oh, shit.
And that brings it to the second half of my turn. And well, we're down to one project again. So I'm going to make a new project.
Do ye?
And I'm do I make a project on the tower? Because we haven't done anything with the tower in a while? Or do I keep trying to do something with these artifacts?
I think whatever we do, we should really start working towards some semblance of understanding the end, because we are at any point going to end the game now. It could be the next card.
Any
end
card
the
that
game.
we draw from now on could be the last.
So
That's
we should
true.
really try to hone in towards. We obviously don't want to just like do the conclusion, but we want to get as close as we can to understanding what it means.
I mean, we're narrowing down our apocalypses. The tree no longer seems apocalyptic. The orb is gone, which leaves us with wherever the fuck's going on here, and I guess technically the featureless tower, but it doesn't seem threatening. So
it seems fine. Go left. Is that you, Philip? Why are you not here?
There is a plan. Maybe you just couldn't make it down here in time. Who knows? There is a plan formulated by the group who just investigated the artifacts and the group who did the candy drop on the Church of the Jackal. They have gotten together and they have formulated a plan. They are going to use these artifacts along with Jerry's expertise in the Inquisition and his position in the Inquisition and their link with the Church of the Jackal. They are going to try to use this to shut down the artifact creation. Of
Are
the
they
Inquisition.
DDoSing their artifact servers?
Something like that. But not that. But something like it. And that's going to take 3 weeks.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Oh.
Philip. I was
Yeah.
messing around.
A direct diorama of sparks.
And that was the second half of Carter's turn. So now with the first card of winter with James,
Oh.
could it be the King of Spades?
Frost Shepherds. No. Okay.
Once the King of Spades comes up, though,
There
it
you
is
go.
the
That's a good size.
Okay. Winter is harsh and desperation gives rise to fear-mongering. Choose one. Spend the week calming the masses and dispelling their violent sentiments. Or
This week
declare
that's
war
a-
on someone or something.
Ooh.
This counts as starting a
Ooh.
problem.
I'm declaring war on
Okay.
stress.
Okay.
The
So-
general public does not know about the efforts to dismantle the Inquisition.
So what's interesting here is that no matter what, you aren't getting your second half.
This counts as starting a project.
Ah.
Yeah, you don't start a project, but
Yeah.
it counts as starting a project, so it takes your second half. Or the week ends immediately. But the big difference here is with this one, current projects still tick down. This one, projects do not tick down.
So, the general public does not know about the secret efforts going towards dismantling the Inquisition and the Church of the Jackal. Honestly, they don't even really know that they're connected. The general public doesn't.
Right.
Yeah.
The general,
general
public,
magic public
is going to war with the Church of the Jackal
What?
in 4 weeks.
Well, you aren't actually starting a project. It's just, this counts as starting a project.
Oh, we have
We just-
declared war on the Church of the Jackal.
Yeah, okay. Funny. This whole year started with, we ended the war with the Jackal.
Yeah,
Now we're going back.
seems like it.
I like it. Bookends. Alright, so then project dice tick down?
Does he put? Oh no, it just starts.
Yeah.
It counts as it, but he doesn't actually do it.
Yeah. He doesn't actually start a project, but it counts as starting the
It
project.
counts as a project completing itself, I guess.
So I guess the
With the-
people are probably angry because of. Well, I won't say any more than that, but
Dirt,
All right.
dirt.
Chris?
I cannot read that. All the animals and young children are crying and won't stop. Hold a discussion about this, in addition to your regular action for this week. Or a great atrocity is revealed. What is it? Who uncovers it?
Ooh.
Ooh,
All very interesting.
a great atrocity.
We don't have a lot of animals or young children.
Yeah,
We
we
totally
don't.
forgot about the refugees.
Yeah, they've settled in.
They're fine.
Most of them killed themselves.
We have bigger
So
problems.
the tower hasn't really been explored much lately, but one curious fellow and a couple friends went out to.
Dr. Thunderhead?
Sure.
God, that guy always fucks things up.
We're going just to explore and see if there was anything they might have missed the last time, a couple times they've been in there. And inside this time, they reveal that there are smaller but still very similar ghostly figures wandering the halls of the tower.
How atrocious. Little people ghosts.
Do they look like people?
No, they look like the tentacly.
Oh, they look like the beasts.
Yeah. Shadow beasts. That's what we call them.
Apparently.
That's what I've been calling them over and over again.
Yep.
Okay. And then. Oh no!
It's a shadow beast.
But
We're
little.
finally gonna find out what they look like, because the only things that we know about them so far are that they have tentacles, they have many faces.
It's actually funny because if you look at the capture, he's kind of drawing that coming out of the logo.
That's awesome.
So
Ooh, gross.
Project
their
Dice.
thing.
and
Project
then-
Dice tick down. Here, I'll take the Project Dice while Joe's drawing.
Cool.
Or Joe will do it. And I'm gonna do this one.
If you did that one. You both did that
Great
one.
work.
We work together like a team.
Almost.
It was a beautiful collaboration.
Like a really shitty team that's only as good as one person.
You are the weak link. Goodbye.
Let's have a project sent out by
Okay.
to just try to gather some data on where the orb was, see if there's anything interesting that can be uncovered in the location where it had been.
How many weeks you want?
Let's give it a 3.
3 weeks in the location that the orb was. The perfectly spherical crater.
There's been a lot of really mysterious things happening.
Yeah.
Very mysterious. Alright, Joe, I believe that takes it to you.
Oh shit! Could it be? Could it be? Let's see.
That's not the Frost Shepherds. Not yet.
It's the Two of Winter.
A headstrong community member takes charge of the community's work efforts. Ooh, interesting. A project fails, then a different project finishes early.
Huh.
A headstrong community member tries to take control of the community. How are they prevented from doing this? Do the conflict project are not reduced? Well, I have an answer to that. Dirthbert. Actually, I need to read that card again. Let's see.
So, either project dice do not tick down this week, or one project fails and another project instantly succeeds.
But 2 of them are about to instantly.
Oh no.
So
I see something.
We could remove all of the projects from the board right now.
Yeah.
So Dirthbert does, in fact, he convinces people at least to listen to him, and he begins talking to the people at the coup. And slowly but surely, they all agree that the best thing to do is to relinquish their powers.
Oh no!
And the coup fails.
Wait. Oh, the coup failed. Well, that's not what.
Dirthbert.
I see. Okay, sure.
And
So Dirthbert, a headstrong community member, took control of it by slowly kind of he weaseled his way in to talk to them, and then used whatever strange shenanigans that potentially he brought in Dr. Meredith. In fact, I'll say.
And how did this finish a project early, and which project did it finish early?
So that's the next question is between these two. I don't really want to take a project away from you guys. All right, so this one up here was to something with the Inquisition. I can't remember what it was. Something with the artifact of the
that is
Inquisition.
to shut down the artifact production at the Inquisition.
And this 3 was to that's one River just added.
Investigate the perfectly spherical crater.
Wow, this is tough. I don't have any ideas.
Was a good guy after all.
Maybe this is Dirk's doppelganger.
Birth.
Ooh, that could be interesting.
You already made that joke.
I know, but it's still funny.
But no one laughed the first time.
I think I gave it a chortle the first time.
He was hoping you'd upgrade to a hearty chuckle. And so he held a new vote, but instead lost.
Let me ask a question that I don't know if we've established. Do we still make new artifacts?
Well, a bunch of them were made.
Have we
all
talked
at
about it?
once.
Yeah, but is it conceivable that we are still? Like, I know we talked about the Suicide Pact to like make our artifacts.
Yeah, the only way to make artifacts that anyone knows of is for an immortal to die.
Until recently.
Right.
Well, so all right, I want to take a leap here because it's the idea that popped in my head, and that
Sure.
so just as an immortal is reaching the point where he's like, look, things are dire. I'm going to create an artifact that's going to help us out, right? I'm going to make something of myself and give something to the community that hopefully will help. And he's preparing to do this. Right as he's in the process, this ritual process of creating that artifact, they shut down the server. They successfully, not DDoS, but whatever they do, they overload the server that the Inquisition is using. And for some reason, that Immortal's artifact comes out inert after the server is shut down.
Okay.
Does he still die?
Yeah, he's dead.
He did.
He was just like, and nothing happened.
Well, he still created an artifact. It's just the artifact. Well, it created an object.
Yeah.
It's just the object's no longer an artifact.
Oh look, a necklace.
So, unfortunate for him.
That's pretty.
This ticks on down. And part 2. All right. So obviously this war feels important. I think. But before we just jump into the war, I really want to have a really quick discussion on it. All right. So this is, I think, we had that one queue that kind of failed. I think some members of the community are getting together and this kind of. I feel like things are kind of falling apart for the community here. So a really ragtag group of people have gotten together and they're discussing what should be done. War with the Jackal seems inevitable again. We've built up as best we can, but Dirthbird is ruining things. How are we going to take out the Jackals?
Oh, is this a discussion?
Yeah.
I mean, we're without major support. We will be branded a terrorist organization at the instant that our efforts are found. So if we're going to be called terrorists, let's go for terror.
Be ashamed of someone terrorist.
Bombs aren't that hard to make, and computers aren't very good at surviving.
Well, we could just ask Dirthbird for help, and he's. Dirthbird's pretty cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, let's ask Dirthbird.
What's happening over there in chat?
But that boom boom pow.
Okay, yeah.
Damn it, I had something.
But then Dirtbird just wiped your mind. Like he did to everyone in the Perfectly Square Park.
You say they'll make us terrorists. There's no one to tell if there isn't anyone.
So I went straight to terrorism, you went straight to kill everyone!
Maybe that's how this city
I thought
functions.
I was picking the extreme option, and then you're just like, but what if there were no witnesses?
I mean, mine is pretty extreme. Dirthbird. Dirthbird's gonna save us. That's why he wanted to become king anyways.
Why did he? Man, what's going on with him? What are his motives?
Be the king,
Ooh.
save the world.
Redbeard, did you comment? I didn't hear. I know I heard James fucking
I went
praising
for the
Dirtbird
hyper
again.
extreme, kill them all.
Okay. I think we should take a subtler approach. I think we shouldn't go to Dirthbird, but we should go to Lady Beatrice and see what she can plan.
Oh yeah, she's a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like
She's a
Dirthbird.
strong female woman.
Miss Dirthbird. Yeah.
I thought I would just start things off on an extreme note. Maybe I should have gone for the reasonable one. I didn't expect it to have to go all the way to Joe before that happened.
All right. Well, that's my turn. So next up is Carter.
All right, lay it on me, Frost
Oh
Shepherds.
shit! Frost Shepherds.
All right, Frost Shepherds
So that's
arrived. The
it.
game is over. All right, that's
that was
it.
fun, guys.
That's literally it. So this is one of the things that is both very interesting and oft complained about this game, which is the King of Winter has been drawn and the game is over. We can't hold any more discussions. We can't start or finish any projects. We don't get to say anything more. There is no epilogue. It's up to each of us individually to decide what we believe happened, but in terms of the game, nothing else happens. This is it.
Anything else is headcanon.
Anything else is headcanon. As far as actual canon of the game is concerned, it's over. What happened after this? Nobody knows.
And we don't
This
even
is
know
the
what
end of the
Frost
book.
Shepherds are.
I mean, we do have some time, so we could go around and discuss our headcanons for where we think things go. And
I think that's cool. I like that. I
Oh
like that idea.
no! This shit, it's the,
Can the save be put back in place?
no,
I appreciate it.
it got whirlwinded.
It got
You
whirlwinded.
spin me right round, baby, right round.
Like a record, baby, right round, round, round. James, your line was next.
Years.
God, we practiced this!
What?
Okay.
Who wants to start?
I don't
was-
know.
It was your
I
turn.
can start
Or
if
Joe
that's
can
if that's
start.
where we're at.
Joke.
All right. So
What were you leading us
Um,
to with Dirthbird? You had some sort of plan.
Me have a plan with Dirtbert?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, no.
But what's your head canon? What
so
happens?
I was contemplating. I didn't know what Dirtbert's motivations were, but I felt like his assumption of control here felt kind of contrived. Like, why would Dirtbert want to take over this place away from his home city unless he felt like there was something that he could like manipulate here? Like, this was in its own way a kind of a failing magical city. Dirtbert wasn't a kindly person. He wasn't coming here for charity. That was the guise he came under, but it certainly wasn't the actuality. So I felt like he had to have been something sinister. And once somebody established that the artifacts were being made at the HQ, and then the Meredith thing came up where she was going to the Church of the Jackal and saying she was that's where she changed her mind. It just seemed to me like there was, room for connection there. So, oh God, there were so many plot threads. So here's what I was trying to like feel out. I didn't want to like push it without like seeing where things fell. I was going with this idea that maybe the Jackals were trying to establish a kind of code in the actual universe so that they could manipulate reality. That would be their magical power, right? So they were using magicians in some form or fashion to input this code that they could load in and say, okay, Dirtbert equals jerk, lol, or Dirtbert equals dead, or
but they're interfacing
meteor hits perfectly
technology
square
to
point.
control the magical structure
Reality
of the world. And
For the record, Philip, so many fucking people died. Like, all of the young and all of the old died.
And a bunch of other random people.
Right.
Like, a ton of fucking
let's
people
not-
died. Just super dead.
Let's not forget the journey of Dr. Meredith. At times, an archaeological investigator.
The
at
Reverend
times,
Reformed
succubus.
Archaeological Not Succubus Dr. Meredith.
Was she an archaeologist in the end?
Yeah.
I
She
feel
was at the
like she
beginning.
was
She
just-
still has an
I mean,
archaeology
kidding.
degree.
I feel like she was an evangelist at most.
I mean, she still has her archaeology degree. All of them.
Indiana
She's a doctor.
Jones.
She has several.
Reverend Reformed Evangelical Archaeologist Dr. Meredith.
So, another long shot I was considering was this idea that, and I didn't get a chance to mention it, but if we realized that we were slowly being like tied up to the Jackals, a way we could stop their plans is by suiciding all of us. We talked about suicide back before, and the suicide group that would like be like, let's enact a plan to like genocide ourselves to kill the Jackals. They would be called the Frost Shepherds.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So
Alright.
those were some of the threads I had going, but I was trying to make sure they fit with other people's ideas.
Yeah.
I'll go next. I have kind of an epilogue. I have kind of a different headcanon, unsurprisingly, than that. And so, in my headcanon, the code that was coming out of the orb was not created by the Jackal. It created the Church of the Jackal. And in fact, that code is older than reality itself.
I like it.
And what happened when the grad students at used the fake artifacts that were created by the cult of the tree to try to shut down the Inquisition was they actually ended up creating a feedback loop that sent the signal back into itself and annihilated it. And because of that, that code was somehow tied to the existence of magic. And so because of that, no artifacts could be created anymore.
So magic always was technology, it's just no one really realized it until recently. That's kind of the
Or
idea.
technology was all digital technology is tapping in to this strange form of magic that is older than history, or Binary is just the code that reality is written in,
Right.
or all of reality is a simulation, and then this was some kind of memory leak, and that was creating magical powers. That even in my headcanon, that's left intentionally unclear.
Sure.
And so after that, no artifacts could be created, and artifacts began to crumble. First the real artifacts, and then what we're left with is just the artificial artifacts that the Inquisition had managed to make, and the ones from the cult. And slowly those begin to fade as well. And in the war with the Church of the Jackal, it's revealed that the Church of the Jackal had actually been attempting to save the magical community. And because of these clandestine efforts, we've ended up destroying all of magic. And the first sign that we get of this, that we've truly erased all magic, is that the pyramid crumbles. And the perfectly square park is untouched.
Other than the touches it has.
Well, right, but
It's
like
got a lot of touches.
it isn't completely destroyed by the fact that the pyramid
Yeah.
collapses in on itself. And so just slowly all of the magical effects begin to bleed out. The tree in the underground cavern stops glowing, becomes a normal tree, and dies of lack of sunlight. The underground food portal, in addition to being non-functioning, ceases to exist at all. The creatures in the tower simply begin to fade away. And eventually we have a somewhat bizarre, but ultimately normal city. Yeah. So that's my headcanon for where it goes.
I think the Frost Shepherds are the normal city's hockey team.
Well, that's canon.
Go Frost Shepherds!
No, I don't know what was happening with this city. So my only thought on the pyramid and the perfectly square park was that the perfectly square park was actually the bottom of the pyramid. Like, that was it. It was just a weird space distortion thing. Like, you dig into the perfectly square park and you end up in the pyramid. Whoops. And it could even be that, like, gravity's backwards in the pyramid if you go that way. But, like, yeah, that's about it. There's nothing really spectacular about that place. It just got a lot of shit.
Oh, man.
I was kind of imagining that all of everything was a highly detailed, orchestrated plot by the Jackals. That they had lost the war recently, but they've been working underground to try to sabotage the magical community and to destroy magic. So in that sense, I guess the Frost Shepherds would be whatever virus or fulfillment of a project that they'd been working on that finally shut down the magic, much like Carter described the end result being.
But the opposite, because they were trying to save it.
Right. Well,
Right, like for opposite reasons, but the similar result.
Yeah. But no, that was very, very interesting.
Very climactic. It was just all climax.
Yeah, it kind of
Right,
felt
but
like
like-
that. But we did have a couple things tie up. There are definitely some loose ends that didn't really make sense, but that's the nature of this game.
But at
Yeah.
least we have one end that is not loose. That subway works real well.
Yeah, that's true. Praise the subway. I was curious. It definitely it felt like there was the really like secretly sinister about Dirtbird shutting off the portal.
Yeah.
You know, like it just
Wasn't
seemed
sure.
like why would you go out of your way to shut down the food portal? And I wanted to like get a chance to explore that as well.
Yeah.
But like there was just so much there were so many different elements trying to reconcile them into one major what's going on here was going to be real hard.
What was the next winter card? I just want to
I
see.
did feel like we did tie up most things pretty well. Like the orb disappearing and the project fails, gain in abundance.
Burb.
Or Project Phoenix early versions.
It was just all climax. James 2017.
Seems about right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty good description for whatever it is you're describing. James All Climax Newmeister.
But this is why actually I think it'd be interesting to play this game with a normalcy rule. Like,
Yeah.
You just it has to be.
What do you
normal.
mean? This is normal city.
But like I think it would be interesting to have like to run this where it's like you are in a town in the Old West.
Yeah.
It is a normal town. It is the normal Old West. The jackals were
Actually jackals.
were just literal actual jackals. There was a huge infestation. You
Or it
fought
could
them off.
like be a bandit group or something.
Right. But it's like something
Yeah.
totally normal. And you were just in an old town in the Old West. Go.
Yeah.
Someone goes missing, no one ever hears from that person again. The end.
It's true. I would definitely be interested in doing that, actually. But anyway,
This was definitely the out of control crazy fantasy thing.
Yeah, and this is what
Funny
it
enough-
often ends up being, and this is really fun. Like this
This
is great,
wasn't-
and I think that this was particularly good for
But
the
I
show.
wonder how challenging it would be to keep it completely grounded. And it would focus, I guess, more on the story and the characters that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we would
prefer
probably have a
so
lot
far.
fewer plot threads and a lot more characters and lore.
Yeah.
And we would really have to focus on our resources more.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
We didn't even know what we were doing with like 3 of our resources.
I came up with something for Gorgonzola. That was tough.
yeah, you did. That was good.
Even though, like,
It was resolved like 2 turns later.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing fixed.
I mean, the Gorgonzola thread ended really tragically.
with
really did.
Gorgonzola dying.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
happened with
wha-
what happened with Reverend Reformed Evangelical Archaeologist Dr. Meredith?
So, she stopped being a succubus because she went to the what the.
You clicked on something.
I was trying to drag the card away. Because she went to the Church of the Jackal. Basically, she was running away from her problems because she went out of control and started killing the gremlins out of her own volition. And so she ran away from the magical community, and the place furthest from the magical community is the Church of the Jackal. And the Church of the Jackal essentially offered her a chance to not be a demon anymore. And they essentially did that by doing the magical equivalent of
An exorcism?
of a hard reset
Yeah.
of her magical ability. And
Succubus equals no.
What about Chad?
Yeah. What about Chad?
what about Chad?
Or
Was that just one of the
I didn't rip his throat out. You have to ask Joe on that
yeah.
one.
Yeah. Well, so that was because I was trying to push this because we had this like duality thing going on, and I just felt like that was an important theme, like it was an important motif that was occurring.
Yeah.
And so he was tied to the gremlins, right? Like that was his,
His throat was
So,
all the gremlins' throats.
That was kind of what I was imagining.
or at least one of them, like his best little gremlin.
His best little gremlin.
I totally thought that archaeological succubus Dr. Meredith had seduced Chad into making the gremlins line up. Just like, alright, line them up so I can rip their throats out
No,
all
she was
one at a
just-
time.
She was just going around ripping their throats out.
Chad was the hero we needed.
Chad was the hero we needed, and he fucking died.
Yeah.
He did his hero thing for a bit, though.
But in the end, Lord Darthroat was the real savior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Everything went
depending
well.
on-
He definitely had magic mind control powers.
Well,
Yeah.
depending on which one of our
Sort of.
headcanons you go with my headcanon, there was no savior, Everyone who tried to be a savior ended up fucking it up.
Dirthbert tried to be a savior, but like the actual savior.
Oh yeah, in my head canon, Dirthbird is actually just a dick. Like there's actually there's a mystery built around it, but in reality, no, he's just a power hungry little dick, and he wanted this city because he felt like he could take it.
I imagine him more of the he felt like he was trying to save the city but really sucked at it.
Yeah, I think that's a much more interesting direction to go with this character. Just in my head, it's just so stuck that he's just a power grubby little dick. So we are a little bit early, but I think that that's a good place.
Yeah.
If you are interested in seeing more of our faces and seeing
Our
more
faces?
of
I have a face.
more of that face way over there, but over here. Tune in this Friday.
Friday, you say?
Oh, Friday.
Friday, I say.
Wow.
What time again? 7?
9ish?
9ish?
9ish.
Okay.
We're going to try to start around 9.
Okay.
And we're going to try to start around 9, and we're going to end around 9.
We can
Yeah.
start a little early, though, right?
Saturday.
Maybe like.
You mean like Saturday morning, Carter? Are we
No.
streaming for 12 hours?
We're not streaming. Well, we are streaming for 12 hours, but we're also streaming for another 12 hours.
What?
directly after that with no pause.
Exactly. We are going to be streaming for 24 hours to. This is the
What?
thing that someone's showing me. Interesting.
What?
Anyways, yeah, we're streaming for 24 hours. It's for charity and stuff. You should come and watch us
Yes.
and give us money to charity. If you can't, just get your friends to come and do that.
Yeah, come watch, and hopefully, if you can spare $1 or something, donate to Child's Play.
We're gonna do stuff like
Not Child's Play.
dating
Not Child's Play.
simulation.
Not the other one. Not Child's Play. The other one.
Extra life.
Extra Life. Sorry.
For the
Sorry,
kids.
Extra Life. My bad.
Wow.
For the kids.
Wow.
We're gonna do
Sorry.
stuff like dating simulations,
Tanks.
Omega Virus.
Nobody knows what that is.
It's a board game. It's great.
Super Mario Maker.
We're even going to be making our own games at some point.
Whoopee game.
And we have professional improv team coming in.
Esties.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was going for.
But there's going to be a ton of shit. It is a jam-packed 24 hours. There's going to be nothing but jam all over the screen constantly.
Come and eat some jam.
Mario Kart.
I promise it's not the raspberry. We are not Lone Star.
I lost my.
All right.
Space
Good night,
Ball
everyone.
Lemons.
Oh, tomorrow. Wait. Tomorrow, back to our regularly scheduled but a day late role-playing game of Red Hand Doom.
Oh yeah.
Woo! We've been delayed because this month has been crazy.
All right, and on Wednesday, we will have our
Harvesting.
regularly scheduled
Moons.
harvesting on the moon of more moons, tiny, smaller moons.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
I think I might have cut off your good night. Sorry.